Main thing right now is nobody be too hard on herself. Guys, welcome to the farm. Uh, let's push the bed down on the Honda here. Gosh, the farm is so muddy and so nasty, guys. Super sloppy. Is it ever going to end? We just keep getting rain. One storm after another, and it's just snotty out here on the farm. So it's a late evening cattle feed today. I fed them late yesterday evening, and they're going to be hungry. When I get down there right now, they are going to be hungry. They're going to be standing at the gate ready for me to bring them their roll of hay. So, good afternoon and welcome to the Stony Ridge Farm live stream channel, guys. It's a beautiful day. Looks like I got a strange vehicle coming up the road. Don't know who that is. Don't want to talk to them, so I'm going to stop right here until they go by. Maybe. There they go. Always nice to have a strange vehicle coming down my road. I don't know who they are. Nosy people. You guys have nosy neighbors? Anybody got nosy neighbors? Like to keep tabs on you? I don't think this is a neighbor. I think this is somebody. Some people drive down here to dump trash sometimes. So we're actually going to go investigate that scenario. What do you think? I think it's a good idea. Let's turn the camera around. That way we can see where we're going. And if I bust them throwing trash out, you guys will be the first ones to know. All right. Maybe if I can do the driving and the camera in at the same time here. Oh, we're in four-wheel drive. There we go. Back to two-wheel. You guys might get to hear me ask somebody a question. I might have to set the camera down. This is that time of day when people come down and like to shoot deer from their car. They were driving pretty respectfully though, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They might just be out here visiting the neighbor. We're gonna go down here, down our gravel road. See if they've gone down this way, because if they have, they're in the wrong place. You always got to be vigilant when you're on a rural property like this, man. Got to make sure nobody's creeping up on your stuff. I don't see any tire tracks. I can pretty much tell if somebody's been down through here. It doesn't look like they have. And it's too muddy. It's too muddy for me to go through. I'll show you guys where I've typically been riding through. It's just too darn muddy. Right up there in front of me is a muddy part of the trail. I can't, there's no way. I can't swing that. So we'll back her up, turn around, and we're headed up to the other side of the field. So, how are the cows and the kitties doing? Says Louise. They're doing good. Dark and gloomy here for 2 weeks. It's not been too dark and gloomy, and we'll take this rain when we can get it, but I would prefer it be spread out a little bit. It's rainy days, cool, rainy nights, cool days, no sunshine, and not a lot of wind. Makes the trifecta. The land just doesn't dry out very fast. All right. Good deal. What do we got going on? I'm going to just check my property here real quick. I see something that looks astray. Oh, tree must have fell. All right, let's back her on back. I don't want to disturb my neighbors at the end of the road, but I do keep an eye on everybody that comes in and comes out. What kind of logs do you use for your shiitake mushrooms? I like to use red oak, white oak, or basically any hardwood log that rots very slowly. That was cows, not castle. How's the Honda doing? We worked the snot out of this Honda yesterday, guys. We loaded down a whole lot of firewood on the back of the Honda yesterday, about 4 good loads. You'll see that video coming out this weekend, me and Miss Stony Ridge getting up firewood together, running the wood splitter. Do you get many pheasants or quail? There's that car. We don't get many pheasants or quail. We used to have wild quail around here, but when I was a kid, but I don't see them anymore. So never see quail anymore. Never hear them. Used to hear them every morning. Now, what are we gonna do here? This guy gonna sit at the end of the road? I think that person was lost. Lost or down there doing something they weren't supposed to be doing. I think they were lost more than anything. All right. We have never taken that route over here, guys. And this is why. You see the mud? We're going to be slipping and sliding in the snotty mud right now. I do not like to drive on my land when it's like this. It is absolutely nasty. Did talk to a couple buddies of mine. Speaking of muddy and nasty, my friend Joe the Farmer and Capper Outdoors, Joe Capper, two Joes are going to be coming to see me pretty soon. That'll be kind of fun. This property to the right of us, my property line is right here, okay? I built the fence off of the property line so that we wouldn't have any, we'd have a route around the fence to do exactly what we're doing here. We don't have to drive in the pasture. But it doesn't mean we want to take any less care of the land. And if you're just joining us, we're in the Honda Pioneer 1006. That's what we're riding right now. We're headed over to the Honda Foreman 500. Oh, it's so soft right here. So mushy. No fun. Oh yeah, this thing's got some giddy up there, Kevin. This thing ain't no joke. It'll get up the road. It'll put that daggone Kubota to shame. It's embarrassing to get in the Kubota now. Oh man. Well, we're here at the hay bales and we'll zip the camera back around here. It's chilly, guys. It's probably about 44, 45 degrees, something like that. Wet, really wet. You see the hay here? We've already got a bale hooked up. I did all that yesterday, so it would be easy. I've got a few gates to open to get to the cows. Just 3 gates, really, to open. Poly fence wire gates. And then we'll go down. We have the cows down in the bottom land right now. So the bottoms are where, oh, there we go. The bottoms are where the cows are staying for the next probably 3 or 4 days. And I already hear them mooing. Can you hear them mooing? Yeah, this was kind of a last minute live stream. Typically I'll schedule them so you guys will know. But this was last minute. I'll tell you exactly what I did. I actually was headed out the driveway going to the furniture store to go look at a new couch because my couch has had it. When you're a big guy, you're over 200 pounds and you sit on a cheap couch for 5 years, it's done, totally done. Lesson learned, buy cheap, get cheap. Buy garbage, it doesn't last. So, Josh, please tell Honda to make a 6-seater in the smaller side-by-sides. You got no influence over Honda, brother. Let me tell you that. Why would you want a 6-seater in anything smaller than what that Pioneer is? I don't know that it could accommodate. Plus, you're gonna take 6 people like off-roading and mudding. That's a. If you want a 6-seat go-kart that doesn't haul anything, then you could go smaller than that. But I don't know how you could comfortably stuff 6 seats into any vehicle any smaller than that one right there. Okay, we got a tight squeeze through here by the waterer. All right, fun times. Gate number 1, right there. We'll open that, drive on through. Got 3 gates to go through. I want to run over my gate handle. See me looking back? It is a beautiful day here on the farm. despite all the rain and mush. Hopefully, so it's supposed to not rain tomorrow, and then tomorrow's Wednesday. So Wednesday and Thursday we're in the clear. Friday we're back in the rain again. It really limits what I can get done here on the property. I can't drag pastures. I can't do much of anything, but I can run the Ventrac. So I'll be running the Ventrac tractor. Let's fix this. I'll be running the Ventrac tomorrow, getting some last minute mowing jobs done on the farm. Got some spots that I couldn't mow earlier in the year just because I couldn't see what was on the ground. I didn't want to tear up my mower. Every farmer, every property owner needs a Ventrac, man. I'm telling you, what an awesome machine for keeping up the side of my fences and my trails. Now, I'm in constant search. Every time I drive through this pasture, I've lost 2 really nice Remington pocket knives out here. They're a push button actuated pocket knife, and I don't they're $100 a pop, man, and they're laying out here in this field somewhere. So every day I come out, I got my eyes peeled. I'm gonna find at least one of them. Gotta find them. They're black, which you know, anything tactical is black, right? They're black, which kind of messed me up. All right, so I gotta shut the four-wheeler off because the brake will not hold that 1,000-pound hay bale back in this weather. Oh, it's so muddy, dude. Look at all this mud. Okay. Now if we can get the cows to go down. Cows are right up here, just waiting on me. So I think we'll be in the clear. Fire the ATV back up. We're just gonna creep down through this mud hole. You guys are gonna like this little view we get. I gotta move pretty fast because the cows will come running and get out and go this way. And that's the wrong way for them to go. So, contact. People ask why I say contact when I start something. Contact, clear prop, whatever it is you want to say. I just say it. It's a habit I got into. I want to run over my fence handle there. Woo, girls, come on. It's so sloppy and snotty, I might not make it out of here. You can see me, I'm just slipping and sliding down this hill. Anyway, I'd say contact or clear prop or whatever it is I need to say in case there's somebody around or that has their hand up underneath the hood of whatever engine I'm working on. I just got in the habit of doing that. Oh man, do you see me slide sideways just now? There's a piece of barbed wire. I have to address that. A piece of barbed wire laying right there. When you see it, you better get it or you'll forget it. All right, here we go again. We're down here on the back side of the farm and the service isn't the best, guys, so bear with me on that. First bale, second bale, third bale in this paddock. This would be bale number 4. All the girls are up in them hills right there. Tell you what. All right. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera back around. We'll get you guys all set up so you can see me take off through here and roll this hay bale. We may lose audio for a second because I'm driving, it's about 250 yards out through there. So hopefully the cows do not knock the camera over for us. All righty. That's where they're going. Cows, don't knock my phone in the mud. Please, little ladies. What in the world is that? Ah, oh, come on. Okay. Know your hay resources. Piece of an arrow in the hay bale. Mossy oak. I don't think it's an arrow. I think it's an arrow, but I think it's a crossbow arrow. Sorry, girls. What else we got in this hay bale? Turkey feather. All right, girls. It's time for the hay. Dinner bell. Dinner bells are ringing. After a rainstorm like this, the hay bale weighs. Come on, girls. Woo! Woo! The hay bale weighs probably I don't know, 60, 100 pounds more because it's saturated with water on the top. All right, unwrap. You guys ready? You look hungry. You got that hungry cow look. You're not running me over, which is cool. You're just running each other over, right? Okay. So as I was saying, guys, I was going to go look at some new furniture, and I just realized they closed at 5:30, and the cows needed to be fed first. There you go, girls. Here we go. Woo! Number 38 had an issue yesterday, and I got to check on her. Look out, kids. Daddy's coming. There's number 38. She looks good. Come on, ladies. Woo! Woo! That's a good bale right there. Baby. Kick this bale off in this bare spot right here. You guys can't even see me. I'm way far away from the camera. Hey, girls. Coming back, guys. Coming on back. There's a lot of trash in this hay bale. We're going to have to go for a bit of a trash walk here. Here we go. Man, yeah, there's a lot of trash in this hay bale, so off we go for a trash walk. Fod walk is what we used to call it in the Air Force. This bale must have been, it's a bale I rolled out yesterday. It must have been rolled out next to a highway, or baled next to a highway, because it's got a little bit of litter and debris and little baggies which get tossed out on the highway. I wonder what were in them little baggies. Only the finest people throw their garbage out, right? Oh man, I don't get that. If you're gonna, we'll talk in just a minute. I'll read your comments in just a minute. If you're gonna do something that you're not supposed to do, that would come in a little baggie like this, do it at home. Why are you doing it out? Why are you out ripping up and down the roads? Do it at home. If you want to do it at home. You won't go to jail there. You'll go to jail if you're out here doing ridiculousness. Do it at home. I don't get that. Don't understand it. We used to have a lot of people come down here. We live on a dead-end gravel road, a very rural property. And we used to have a lot of people come in, and they would come down and park and drink and party on our road. What are you doing, man? Go home and do that crap. This is not a drunken picnic zone. All right, we're going to answer some of your questions as we have our cows back here in the background doing a little grazing, a little bale grazing. So, could you use the Pioneer to roll out hay? Some of us can't afford both an ATV and a side-by-side. Which is more versatile? First of all, can't is not a word that is in my vocabulary. If I want it, then I find a way. So don't use the word can't, and you will never have a can't issue. I can't do this, I can't do that. You got to figure out a way. So that's a deeper subject. As for using, we're talking about a $22,500 piece of equipment versus you could get into an ATV for $3,500. Buy used. Okay, so if you can't afford something, figure out a way to afford it and buy used. You can pick these up for 4,000 bucks, something like that, and you can pick up an older one, a smaller one, for a lot cheaper than that. I've got a little bitty four-wheeler that I use all the time. So that being said, which one's more versatile? Of course, the Pioneer is more versatile because you can haul 6 people around. You can haul 3 people on this, and this is lighter weight. So this weighs, I think the Pioneer weighs close to 2,000 pounds, and this weighs like 600-700 pounds. So it's all about weight. It's all about low impact. So I could roll out the hay bales, no problem with the Pioneer, but it's too wet, and I don't want it out here on the pastures. It's too wet. So that's the goal. What do the cows do when you get rain? Bill. The cows do that, do exactly what you see here. These are very robust, tough animals. What do buffalo do out on the prairie when it rains and snows? They do this, okay? So the cows are fine. They're wrapped in leather and hair, okay? In fact, they prefer this cooler weather to the hot weather. So there's your answer, Mark. But the secondary answer to that question is never say can't, because can't is not a word. Can't never got anybody anywhere. So find a way. If it's something that you want or something that you feel like you need, find a way. Don't go into debt. Find a way. Sit tight. Wait. This four-wheeler that I bought from my buddy John, and it just came up. We're actually sitting having some chicken wings and some ice cold beverages there. I won't mention the beverage. And I said, John, what are you going to do with that four-wheeler? I know you just bought a Pioneer. He had just bought his Pioneer. We did a review on that. He said, man, I think I'm going to get rid of it. I think I'm going to sell it. Bam. Negotiated, handshake, bought it. This has been an instrumental part of our regenerative farming. So that's it. I'm sure they do both. I find if you throw trash once, you just don't care at all about the land. Yeah, people throw out trash, and I threw out trash as a younger man. I did. I'll admit it. I would throw trash out the window like a McDonald's bag or whatever. Whee! I didn't even think twice about it. And now that I've grown up and I'm smarter and I'm more mature, I realized that was the wrong thing to do. So shame on me, and I'm paying for it dearly because every day I pick up trash on the farm. Every day. Can't never did anything, says Edna. Teenage farmers in the house. Good to have you, brother. Ben says, my question is, you call this a first generation farm, but given your age, this is going to be a one generation farm. Ben, it's my business, bro. You're gonna get me fired up. I am 45 years old. Miss Stony Ridge is 35 years old. If a woman can't have children and she's 35 years old, something must be medically wrong, okay? So what does it matter? I can fiddle around with old cars and do whatever I want to do, Ben, and it's just what I want to do. And it doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter to you. Do you forget what I do for a living, brother? Do you forget that there's like 2,500 videos out there that I've produced and recorded and edited? And yeah, that's what I do for a living. Okay, so buying a truck or buying a car or buying a four-wheeler or buying a side-by-side or a tool or a chainsaw and doing a review on it pays for the farm, brother. That's what it does. People don't seem to understand that that's a viable way to earn a living, okay? That's it. And once that living met my nursing income living, I stopped working as a nurse in the hospital and went full-time on the farm to build a farm, man. This is my dream, dude. And if I want to fiddle around with old cars, what does it say? When are you going to quit fiddling around with old cars and reproduce? I will tell you that the fiddling around with old cars does not interfere with reproductive time. Oh, man. It doesn't, dude. So saying that this is a first generation farm does not imply that there will be a third, fourth, fifth, second, or 80th generation on the farm. It just implies that this was not a farm before I got here. Thus, it is a first generation farm. And again, trust me, I'd love to hear back from you here, Ben. Trust me. The time wrenching on old trucks and cars is not taking away from the time that it would take to create another generation. That doesn't take very much time, my brother. However, I'm not married. Okay? I'm not married, and I don't know when I'll be getting married again. And therefore, I'm not going to have a baby if I'm not married and my relationship isn't 100% stable. That seems smart, doesn't it? I think idiots go out there and think that a baby is going to solve a marital problem, and it's not. It's just not. So hang a bar magnet from Marty says, Josh, hang a bar magnet from the four-wheeler, just clear the ground. You'll find your knives. Yeah, right, dude. You can't hang that thing. I'll be bouncing all over everywhere. I would like to, but when I drag the pastures, again, next time it dries up enough, I'll probably roll that thing right out. Sammy Smith says multi-process, sowing grass and seed the fertilizer at the same time. I agree with you on the people throwing out their trash. Yeah, nobody likes that. It's just, we just got to grow up and quit doing that mess. Any update on the electric in the shop? I got the permit, I've got the panels up, and I called in for them to come and do the final inspection, but still no transformer. So, but I think we're probably a month out. Is a South Pole bull another species of Angus? South Pole bulls, South Pole cattle are, I'm not exactly sure what, there are a couple, 2 or 3 different species bred, selectively bred. I'm not sure exactly what those breeds are. I should know that, and I need to know that before I get my bull. So that South Pole bull is probably 400 pounds lighter than that cow that you see right there. Ben Judd says, love your content, brother. Think you're a good dude. Former Air Force bought a first generation farm. There you go. Is anybody fussing at you for not having kids yet? Just love seeing my boys on my farm and working it. Hope it's the same for you, says Ben. Ben, are you the fellow that asked me the generational farm question? Yep. I got you, brother. Hey, man, when the time is right, the time will be right. And if I'm 50, I'm 50, and that's just fine. But when the time is right, the time will be right. And if I don't have children, this will still be a first generation farm, and whoever gets it next will be the second generation on the property. But I'm not gonna have children when I'm not married, and I'm not going to I'm not planning on getting married until everything is 100% stable in my relationship, and that's it. I love Miss Stony Ridge. I love her to death. I wouldn't take anything for her. I never see my life without her again, ever. I don't see that ever happening again. However, we aren't going to fix something that was broken by adding more stress to it. We have to fix us and work on us in our relationship before we bring more into it, brother. And that's it. Edwin says, my pet peeve is cigarette butts. Let me tell you about people that like to park at the end of my road and dump their ashtray out in their car. Come on. Really? You know, there's a gas station. Stop. When you fill up with gas, stop in the gas station, hang a grocery bag from your shift knob or from your door handle, throw your trash in there, and when you pull up to the gas station, throw your trash out. Empty your ashtray if you have one. So, Don McCall is a channel member. Thank you, Don, for being a channel member. Don, I'm going to tell you this. We talked about it just a few weeks ago. We've changed the name of the channel to Cows and Coffee over on YouTube. So if you're looking for the live stream channel, it's Cows and Coffee. We did change the name of the channel, and we will keep the live stream channel open, Don. So thank you for being a channel member. I think that, what is that, $4 a month or something like that? It really helps the bottom line. It's just $4 towards the hay bale, the $50 that we just rolled out right here, and learning and enjoying part of the farm. So, man, Rob says, many humans are disrespectful slobs. People are lazy. It takes more energy to throw something out the window than it does to put it in a trash bag. You know, calorie-wise, it takes more energy to do that. I'll tell you, my dad's guilty of it. dude, we were in the car the other day. And I'm just gonna say it. We were in the car the other day and we just got done eating, and my dad, I gave him one of those flossing sticks. I use those all the time, flossing when I'm going down the road. I use that all the time. I gave him one. Where did that flossing stick end up? Before I could even catch him, window down, flossing stick out. Come on, dude. That'll be there 50 years from now, man. Come on. We know better than that now. We know better than that. We are beyond our upbringing throwing trash out. We know better than that. Right here, point in case. Look, what do you see? Trash. There's a garbage bag full of trash right here. I've got to come back over here with a garbage bag and clean up the trash that was left here from 30 years ago. There's some fabric softener, beer cans, rags, a bunch of old stuff for the cows to step on and cut their foot and get tetanus. So it takes a slop to throw out the window. Dave, I've done it. And if you've never done it, we've all done it. I mean, if you can raise your hand and say you've never either had anything blow out the back of your pickup truck, or a piece of trash get away from you in a parking lot, or toss something out the window, be it a cigarette butt, be it gum. The gum is trash, right? So, Jason, when you type a comment out this long, it's really hard for me to read, but I'm going to try, brother. And all your comments are important to me. First of all, I need to get up the hill. Let me get up the hill where we have better service, guys. So hang tight, and we'll start with your comment, Jason, as soon as I get up on the top of the hill here where I'm away from these cows before it gets dark. I don't like push button shift on my four-wheeler. I do not like that. All right, here we go. I got to engage the lockers, the four-wheel lockers on this thing to get up through this slimy, snotty mud hole. I'll turn the camera around and show you where we're going. We're gonna be spinning tires here. Come on. This is flashing. It should be solid. You want to work? Come on, bud. Maybe I'll click it in reverse. It'll engage. Maybe not. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, camera. Camera's got a mind of its own. Here we go. Up we go. Really muddy right here. This is the worst spot. Just pure snot. Now will the brake hold? Yes, the brake will hold. It is, guys, this is the muddiest it's ever been here on the farm. When we were building fence, I had my friends out here, Luke and Bart, and they were helping me build fence, or I was helping them build fence. And they're like, man, you don't even have mud here, dude. It just gets wet and then it dries right off. Well, I'm proud to say, since we've started rolling hay out and we've got cows and manure, we've really got mud now. And I don't like it. The locker's engaged on the four-wheeler as soon as I walked away. All right, we're gonna pull on up here to the top of the hill, guys, and have a chat. Come on. I don't like that push button shifter. It's so much easier for me to just click it with my foot. Hang tight, we're gonna get on to all your comments and questions. Main thing right now is everybody, don't be hard on yourself. All right. Rolling target here. Come on, four-wheeler, you can stop. I do frequently jump off the four-wheeler while it's still moving. Probably shouldn't do that, but hey, you live once, right? All right, we get up here by this water, close the next gate, and we'll park and chat. Tight squeeze. Bit of a tight squeeze through here. Cows will be in this section in 3 days. Oh, daddy. Look how close I had to get. Curb check. thought I was going to curb the Greg Judy baling roller there. I did curb it the other day. You guys know what curbing is, I'm sure. When you cream a curb with your tire, that's about as good of a curb as it gets. All right, let's get on up here. We won't hook to a bale. I'll come out here tomorrow and hook up. Here we go. Here we go. Giddy up. Okay. All right, we made it. We made it. Make sure this thing's locked up good here, and let's get that thing out. We're going to answer that. Jason, we're going to answer your long question here. A little breezy up on the hill. Probably got a lot better cell service, though. All right, so we're looking off. Like 10 minutes ago, you could see the sun. We're looking off to the west. This is the west southwest. Okay, Boone, North Carolina. That is that direction. Okay, Jason Fryer says, I gotta say, I like watching you for a couple of reasons. First, I live pretty close to one another. I got into farming 6 years ago, and I'm building my farm as well. I'm glad to see someone else going through a lot of the ups and downs that I went through. Plus, hold on, lost it. There it is. Plus, I have learned a thing or two from you as well. Good. How does one become a channel member? Patriot Ref. Underneath, you can click join. Right down there underneath the video, click join, and you'll see it. And when you do click join, if you can click it, it'll pop up on here and tell me you're a new member. So that's how you do it. Dave says, I have, but my view is different now. Good afternoon, Dwight. Scott, well, Josh, I'm happy that you're on because I'm a little sad. My friend recently passed away, but I tell you, he knew the famous rock stars like Ted Nugent. Ah, sorry to hear that, brother. Let it eat, says Don. Put it in neutral first. Dave, I'll try that next time, Dave. Marty says, don't laugh until you try it. We've done it with construction equipment, logging equipment, and old trucking equipment. You are the only one to say can't figure out how to hang a magnet. Dude, I can't hang a magnet off the front of my ATV. There is that can't thing. I cannot hang a magnet off of the front of this ATV that's this wide or this wide and go over that 25-acre pasture. That $100 pocket knife is not worth that. Now, I keep my eyes peeled as I'm out there, but I can't. I guess I won't. I don't have time to be fumbling around out here with a giant magnet on the front of my four-wheeler, catching it every time I hit a bump. I don't have time for that, brother. But I do have time when I drive through the pasture to keep my eyes peeled for that pocket knife. You're the only one to say can't. You cannot hang. It's not a viable solution. You can, but it's not smart. It's not smart. Edwin says, or an automatic ATV. Edwin, what was your first statement? Don't know. All right. The next ATV that I do buy will be the automatic version of the Rubicon ATV. Miss Stony Ridge did not grow up riding four-wheelers or dirt bikes or anything of that sort, or learning how to drive a manual transmission. It's very difficult, and the mechanics of it, when you don't understand the mechanics of it, it makes it harder to learn, in other words. So I feel like having a good automatic shifting Rubicon four-wheeler. Tony, I'd love to buy yours. It's my buddy Tony. I feel like having an automatic would be better for Miss Stony Ridge to zip around out here. Do you still have chickens? Dennis, yes, I still have chickens, and I all sold out of eggs because, boy, eggs are a hot commodity right now. We'll be ordering probably 200 more chickens for the egg mobiles, which we're going to go out here on the pasture. There'll be at least one egg mobile, eventually maybe 3 egg mobiles that travel around behind the cows. And what that's going to do is help me, again, to have a low impact on our soil. We'll bring them in behind the cows, probably 4 or 5 days behind them. They'll scratch through the manure, peck through, get all the goodies out of it, spread that manure out, and they'll be used for pasture sanitation. The byproduct will be eggs. Hey, Josh, love your channel. Learn. Thank you, James. Susie says, rainy in East Tennessee. It's rainy here, too. Greg says, West by God, Virginia is muddy and wet, too. It is. Do you like the Pineapple 1000? Pineapple? Pioneer? Yes. The pineapple. I like pineapples, too. Hen owners are royalty now, says Dave White. This too shall pass, and I've been thinking about doing a video about how it's a big load of junk. It's just a big load of junk. If you go in the grocery store and you're paying $8 for a dozen of regular old eggs, you'll see there's an egg shortage. But everything that I've seen in any grocery store, the shelves with eggs are packed full of eggs. But there's an egg shortage. We're going to run out of toilet paper and eggs. Oh God, what are we going to do? How are we going to wipe our butts when we eat our eggs? It's not, I think it's bull crap. It just is. How many eggs do you eat a week? I might eat 6 eggs every 2 weeks. How many eggs? Are we running a bakery here? How many eggs do the average American eat? Skip a meal. It don't hurt. I promise. It doesn't hurt. I don't eat breakfast anymore. Somebody says, hey man, we'll go to breakfast with me. No, I want to go to breakfast. I love breakfast, but I'll do it at 2 because I quit eating breakfast and it helped me lose weight and get in shape and feel better. Amazing. We learned so long ago that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I wholeheartedly disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. I do. It's all a scam, says Patriot Ref. Companies are just raising their prices and blaming inflation. Patriot Ref, I think it's not the farmer. It's the farmer who's suffering. It's the retailer who's benefiting. It's just it's just a bunch of hoo-ha. I don't know. I've been doing research on a little bit of research because it's important as a farmer to know on the bird flu that they're blaming this on. Okay, and how many birds have been lost? 500 million birds have been affected. Okay, chickens have been affected. 500 million chickens. That's not counting chickens for meat. That's counting chickens for meat. That's counting chickens for eggs. That's counting all across the board. Okay, 500 million. That is a drop, a tiny drop in the bucket to how many chickens are out there laying eggs. And again, if we have an egg shortage, how come when I walked through the grocery store, I could see we had no toilet paper, right? I could see that. But I can't see the egg shortage because I walk through and I see a whole wall of eggs. And I might eat 6 every 2 weeks, maybe. So I have tried something new. I've been smoking eggs on the Traeger smoker in the shell. Instead of boiling them, I put them on the smoker for about 45 minutes as I'm cooking something else, and they hard boil in the eggshell and they come right out and they have a beautiful, wonderful smoky flavor. Food Friday video coming soon on that. How's your welds holding up on the hay unroller? The springs looked a bit loose when you were just moving it. The springs are tight as a tick, my brother. Ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, I need to look at that. Hold on. Time out. Let me look at this. They're tight because I've been rolling them up. But you are 100% right, my brother. Well, ain't that a bunch? Dude. Good eye. Who caught that? Who caught that? Hold on, man. That was a good eye. They were tight as a tick up until evidently today or yesterday. Mark, Mark, you're right. One spring is broke. There is a broken spring right here. Did I replace both springs or did I just replace one spring? Which spring was broke before? I think it was this side. Yeah, I got to get that spring off. You're right, Mark. Good eye, brother. Thank you. That's why we're a community. We're learning from each other. Thanks, Mark. Reach over there and pat yourself on the back. You got it. Kevin says, I built a chicken coop last year after watching your chicken videos. We have enough eggs for my family, and now daughter is taking care of them. Awesome. Teaching her responsibility, man. Fantastic. Blame the welder. It wasn't the welder. I can't blame the welder, dude. It's the spring that broke. It wasn't any of my welds that broke. The spring let go. I will say, with that spring broke, it's a whole lot easier to crank that bale up. I don't know that the springs are necessary, to be honest with you. I don't know, but I do have to come out here with a cutoff wheel and cut that old spring off tomorrow. I guess I got to do that. What we got? I replaced both. Dave says I replaced both. Did I? I can't remember if I replaced both. Anyway, blame the welder. It's not the welder. It's the spring. We've thought about adding chickens to our property because it's a staple of my son's diet. Will you have a video showing how to start? Susie, where you been, Susie? Go over on YouTube. Check out the Everything Chickens playlist over on YouTube. Everything you need to know from getting hatchlings, ordering birds, everything's on there. I take you through ordering, calling in and ordering birds from Murray McMurray Hatchery, to brooders, to raising them, to raising egg chickens, to the perfect chicken coop, to raising meat birds on pasture. Everything you need to know. Everything is there. I didn't realize you changed the channel name. There we go. Lovely Lisa Warrior Queen. Yeah, we changed it to Cows and Coffee. No coffee, though. I did drink coffee this morning. You have a backup one. I hope I do. Yeah. I pretty much foresee that spring being removed from there, and I'll just keep an eye on it. And when it comes springtime, when I take the bale and roller back over to the shop, I'm going to go through and I'm going to make some upgrades to it. I have a winch to go on this thing, so it's all electric. I'll just hit a button up here on the handlebars. I'll back up, knock those spikes in, hit the button, go out there, cut the bale, and then hit the button and lower it back down. So Don says we have incubators going right now. Man, it's a little early. I know I get excited too, but it's a little early for baby chicks. I like to have baby chicks hatching in April 15th-ish. My friend has 80 free-range hens. He's a god now. Well, your friend has 80 free-range buffet chickens, because free range means free meal. I love how free range people say, well, my chickens are free range. Look at that. I don't even have to have a chicken coop. They just roost on top of the on top of the Denali out here. I had free range chickens when I lived in Utah, and they lived in the neighbor's bushes. I was a bad neighbor. Oh man. 80 free range layers. That's a lot of chickens to feed, Dave. That's a lot of chickens to feed. And I'm just picking, brother. I like to let my chickens run out too. But as soon as I let them out, first place they run is to my flower beds, and they dig out my flower beds. So that's why we'll have them over here in the pasture. That way the foxes and the coyotes can get them. He has a coop, but he lets them free range, Dave. Yep, there you go. Do they ever free range over to your place? If you're going to free range chickens, it's your responsibility to have a good fence up so that the critters don't get to them. And foxes will attack during the day. Hawks, foxes, coyotes, possums, raccoons, even skunks will get in the chicken coop. So, well, guys, I hope you've all had a great day today. It's getting dark, as you can see. The sun is long gone off the Stony Ridge. Thank you for pointing out that the spring is broke on the bale and roller again. Would you do a video on storing eggs in slaked lime? I heard they can be stored for long periods that way. Kevin. I've never heard of it, and there's no reason to store an egg for an extended period of time if you have chickens. In my humble opinion, the only way I'd store eggs for a longer period of time is if I scrambled them and put them in my freeze dryer and then put them in jars, and then I could just rehydrate them and eat them right there. So if you got an excess of eggs, buy yourself or excess of anything, buy yourself a freeze dryer. That Harvest Right freeze dryer definitely is awesome. Dave says he's lost a couple of them. Owls too. Yep, Don. Exactly. Well, guys, it's chilly, it's dark, and I got to get home. As you can see, the only light out here is the light coming off the phone onto my face. If I step away, you see really how dark it is. But everyone have a wonderful evening. Please hit that like button on your way out. Click that share button on those Stony Ridge Farmer videos over on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you coming. We'll see you next time on the Stony Ridge Farm. And I will do my very best to schedule the live stream so you know when it is. Okay? Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Woo!